Welcome to Spine Chilling Chats podcast, where we like to spill the tea. If you're into the macabre and enjoy hearing about true crime, supernatural, or spooky experiences, pull up a chair, pour yourself a cup of tea, and get ready for some spine chilling chats with Manda and Ange.
Hi to all the spooks out there. I'm Ange.
And I'm Manda.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Thanks for giving us a chance.
Woohoo.
If this isn't your first time, you're not sick of us yet?
Right.
Crazy.
I wouldn't be, though. We're pretty awesome.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so we're continuing with our July birthdays. And today I have Anatoly Yuryovich Onoprienko. He was born July 25th, 1959, and was a Soviet and Ukrainian serial killer and mass murderer. And he was known by the nicknames of the Beast of Ukraine, the Terminator, and Citizen O.
Oh.
I don't think it was that kind of O. I think it was like, oh, shit, we're about to die.
Well, and the whole Citizen O, that just makes me think of, like, the zombie apocalypse films where they have Patient Zero.
Oh, yeah. And all that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You shouldn't. He's a serial killer. He was born in the village of Lasky in the Zhytomyr Oblast, Ukrainian SSR Soviet Union. He was the youngest, and it was just him and his brother, Valentin. His brother was 13 years older than him, and his father Yuri served on the Eastern Front during the Second World War.
Okay.
So not bad.
Yep.
Not a bad upbringing, I'm guessing. So his mother died when he was 4 years old, so I guess there it goes, downhill.
Yep. That was short-lived.
Yep. He was cared for by his grandparents and his aunt for a little bit, and then he was given to an orphanage.
They didn't want to keep him?
No, and what's up with these people giving their kids to orphanages all the time? Giving them up for adoption. The orphanage was in the village of Privitin, Olvin Oblast, and he resented his dad because he gave him away to an orphanage, but kept his brother.
I get that, but also, like, I understand his brother was 17 when the mom died.
Yeah.
If he was 13 years older and he was 4.
Yep.
Like, he's almost done being raised.
He's a grown-up.
So I could understand why the dad would feel overwhelmed at the thought of keeping a 4-year-old, because I have a 4-year-old and I know how much work it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are lots of work.
But still, I see his point too. It would be very hurtful
to be given away and not be chosen.
Kept. Yeah.
Anatoly was a former forestry student, so whatever that means, he worked with wood.
He worked with wood.
As an adult, he was described as slightly built man with a balding reddish hair.
So
Sounds attractive.
Yeah.
He was, if you want to say, tied with the victims of the Russian cannibalistic killer Andrei Chikatilo, the Rostov Ripper.
Do you think he was balding like Bozo, where it was just on the top?
Maybe, because you would think he's got red hair, so if he was bald on top with hair in the back, it would make a lot of sense. Lots of sense. Andre was executed in 1994, so they had the same amount of victims. So he thought that was cool because he was tied with them.
Okay.
At the age of 39...
That's something to be...
I know, right?
Happy about.
Right.
I'm proud because I'm tied
with the Rostov Ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to
Hashtag goals.
Right. At the age of 39, he said he wanted to be executed, but he's shown no remorse. Here's a couple of quotes that he said. "There is no better killer in the world than me. Anyone who wants to measure up to me can always try. I have no regrets, no remorse, and I would do it again if I could. I perceive it all as kind of experiment. There can be no answer in this experiment." In some interviews, he talked as though he was watching himself murdering as an animal watches a sheep.
That's gross.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that.
To bring it back to my typical Twilight reference, that makes me think of whenever I was talking about, so the lion falls in love with the lamb.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. He pleaded guilty to killing a dozen people in 1989 and then 40 in 1995 through up to 1995. In 1986, in the early 90s, he was traveling without documents across Austria, Greece, Hungary, Sweden, and Yugoslavia. So he was traveling without documents. So the serial killer who got away with supposedly murdering people was traveling without documents. But I don't know at that time he was a wanted man or if he had killed at that point.
But still, you would think that some country would be checking
Documents on all of those. Yeah, you would think. Because he had killed so many people and he still wasn't caught, the police of those countries looked over, so he was killing at that time, looked over their files to see if they had any unsolved murders that matched the Ukrainian method, because he had a method, he had an MO. So when he was traveling, I guess they must have caught wind that he was traveling, but still he was traveling undocumented.
Yeah.
So they didn't know who he was or whatever.
Maybe they're a lot more laxed over there.
Oh. In 1995 is when they did the biggest manhunt in Ukraine's history, when he burst into a forester's house in the central village of Gamarnia. He shot the forester, his wife, and their 2 small sons.
That's horrible.
I know, it's terrible. He stole jewelry and clothes and then set the house on fire. So, 6 days later in Brakviochi village, don't come at me, guys, near the Polish border, a married couple and the wife's 19-year-old twin sisters was shot. The cottage was plundered and set on fire. So again, another fire.
Yeah, just burning it up.
And that was 6 days later, so he was on a spree at that point. The next murders were hundreds miles east. 7 people were killed in Enher and Hordor. You know what that reminds me of?
Hodor? Yeah, for Game of Thrones.
Yes. January 17th. He returned to the Brakkioviki and killed the family of 5 and 2 people nearby. He then went to the Fastov near Kiev, where he murdered a family of 4, including 2 children.
Oh.
Yeah. So, he just has no fucking...
He just doesn't care.
No compassion for human life. Like, he killed people he thought were witnesses as well. I don't get it.
I don't know.
By that time, the country was in an uproar. The population of Brakkioviki was only 1,500 to begin with.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So that's teeny tiny.
Yeah. So they amped up and armed the camp. But at the same time, not all victims were shot by him. Like, he didn't shoot all his victims. Some women were stabbed and children were mutilated.
That's sick.
Yeah. He was not caught until Easter.
So I guess that kind of makes up for the
Christmas
Eve.
Yeah.
But let's just get all the holidays in there.
Right. They caught him on Easter. They arrested him at his girlfriend's house near Lviv, where they said to have been living happily through his killings and plan on marrying her. There is no suggestions of any sexual motives for the attacks. Yeah. It's lovely, right?
I don't know. How could you be with somebody and not know?
I don't know if she knew
what's going on.
Like, did she know what was going on? Was she oblivious because, he was hiding it? Like, and how do you hide these kinds of things?
I don't know.
Like, how do you hide that you kill somebody? I don't get it. No. Here are the confessions in chronological order. Victims 1 through 10. In 1989, a family of 10, 2 adults, 8 children were killed during a robbery or an attempted robbery. He says he had an accomplice, Sergei Rogozin. He said that they did the murders with weapons that they carried for self-defense.
Okay.
So,
who are you needing self-defense
Right.
from when you're the crazy one?
exactly. I was wondering the same thing. After that, he never talked to Sergei again.
And that's
So, like,
weird.
So, like,
You guys kill together and then,
then- I'm done with you.
yep.
I'm just going to kill by myself because I think it's better. I don't know.
Or do you think maybe he killed him?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because he never talked to him again.
Yeah.
So that could just be a
Yeah.
cover-up like, oh, I've never seen him again after that.
Kill his witness there.
Uh-huh. Victims 11 through 15. The same year as 5 people and 11-year-old boy were shot dead while sleeping in a car before their bodies were burned. He said the murders were unintentional and he only planned to burglarize that car.
Then why not just burglarize it?
Right. Why do you have to go
Why
into
do you have
killing?
to kill people? Or, once you do start to see that there is somebody in there, why don't you just walk away?
Right. Why do you have to kill and kill the kids?
It just
Like,
doesn't
it does
make any
not make sense. And then, of course, he set it on fire, so that just, adds the icing to the cake.
Yeah.
So,
I want some cake.
I know, me too. I do. After having that chocolate custard yesterday with
The
chocolate cake in it, oh my God. I want some chocolate cake. I want the chocolate cake from Matilda.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like chocolate cake. I don't like chocolate cake. I don't like chocolate ice cream. I don't really like chocolate.
Oh, you're weird.
The only way I like chocolate is in a brownie, and my brother is the same way. He
Really?
loves brownies, but
Doesn't like
he
chocolate.
doesn't like chocolate.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Just a little quirk.
yep. We like chocolate. Well, I like chocolate cake. Angie's weird.
I like cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake's so good.
Okay, anyways.
Anyway, victims 16th through 19th was December 24th, 1995. The Zachenko family were killed with a double-barrel shotgun during a robbery in their home in Garmarnia, which is a village in central Ukraine. And of course, guess what he did after?
Burned it down.
He burned it down.
Did you say December 24th?
Yeah.
So Christmas Eve?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's so sad.
I didn't even think about that.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible for them
To
to
even
be
be killed, but
anyways, but especially when, they're probably celebrating, the kids are excited for,
Christmas. Well, do they celebrate Christmas in Ukraine?
I'm sure they do to some
I'm sure they
degree.
celebrate some kind of holiday.
Yeah, some festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. Victims 20 through 24, January 2nd, 1996. The family of 4 was shot and killed. They were followed by a male pedestrian who he killed in order to eliminate witnesses. So not only did he rob and kill people, but he got rid of all the witnesses who probably didn't even witness things anyway. He just saw people outside and was like, oh shit.
Oh, they might have seen.
They might have seen me, so I'm going to go kill them.
Oh.
Yeah. Victims 25 through 28, January 6, 1996. Allegedly killed 4 people in 3 separate incidences on the Berdyansk Dnipro highway.
Okay,
Sure.
just go with it.
Right.
I don't know any better.
I don't either. Stopping cars before killing the drivers. The victims were Kasey, a Ukrainian Navy ensign. He was in the Navy, and Satisky, a taxi driver. Kachergina, a Kilgore cook, and an unidentified victim.
Okay.
Yeah. Victims 29 through 35, January 17th, 1996. The Pilat family of 5 were shot and killed in their home, which was then set on fire. That's all I said about those ones.
Burn it down.
2 potential witnesses were killed. A 27-year-old railroad worker named Lindell and a 56-year-old Zakharko. Victims 36 through 39, January 30th, 1996. Madison and her 2 sons and a 32-year-old visitor named Zagranichny Rashad were shot dead in the reign of Ukraine. Victims 40 through 43, February 19th, 1996. The Dubček family were killed in their home, according to Onoprienko. He shot and killed the father and the son, and then mauled the mother to death with a hammer. Asked or demanded money from the daughter, and when she refused, he mauled her to death as well.
Well, I'm pretty sure he would have anyways. Like, even if she had given him the money.
Yeah, for sure.
He still would have.
Yeah.
But good for her for
saying no.
Saying no.
Yeah,
like,
stand your ground.
Fuck you.
Victims 44 through 48, February 27th, 1996. The Bodnarchuk family were killed in their home. He fatally shot the parents and hacked the daughters, aged 7 and 8, to death with an axe.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that terrible?
That's horrible.
Like, the more he kills, the more violent and the more gruesome he gets.
Well, yeah, because now he's in like a fucking frenzy. Like, he's just chopping kids up.
40 people within a year. Like, in a year's time. So, like, that is a lot.
That is a lot. He's wiping out entire families over and over.
Right. Like, just tie the kids up, man. Just tie them up and leave them alone.
Oh, my God. I couldn't even imagine.
Nope. I know. An hour later, he allegedly shot and killed a neighboring businessman named Salk, hacked his corpse with an axe as well.
So he was already dead, though.
No.
When you said he hacked his corpse, that would imply that he's already dead.
But he killed him because he thought he was a witness. Again, probably not. But
I would be acting like I'm blind around this guy. I didn't see shit.
Nope. Who are you again? Nope. Don't even tell me. I don't know. I don't want to know.
I can't even hear.
Mm-mm. Call me Helen Keller. That was inappropriate. That's all right. That's all right. She was a good person. Victims 49 through 52, March 22nd, 1996. The Novosad family was his alleged and last victims, according to him. He shot and killed all the family members and set their home on fire to eliminate traces of any evidence. His methods, or MO, was choosing an isolated house, gaining the attention of them by creating a commotion. He would kill everybody, starting with the adult male, before going and killing and finding the spouse. And then finally, he would kill the children. He would usually set the buildings on fire to attempt to cover up the evidence, and then would kill any potential witnesses that crossed his path or in his rampage.
Man.
I know. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. March 1996, the Security Service of Ukraine and Public Prosecutor's Office captured the 26-year-old Yuri Mazola as a suspect in several of the murders. Over the course of 3 days, the members of the SBU, that's what they call them, the SBU, and one representative of the Public Prosecutor's Office tortured Mazola to confess to the crimes, and he died during the torture.
Oh, man.
And he wasn't even
guilty?
Yes. He had nothing to do with any of it. But they tortured him so bad that he died.
Oh, man.
Like, that's terrible. 7 of the SBU were responsible for the death, and they were sentenced to prison. And about 17 days later, the real murderer, Onoprienko, was found after a massive manhunt, which came 7 years after his first murder on Easter. It happened after he moved in with one of his relatives, and a stash of his weapons was discovered, and he was forced to leave the house. Days later, somebody gave him the information, and he was arrested. Gave the police information, and he was arrested at his girlfriend's home near Lviv.
But the investigators that did torture that man, you said they got
sent to prison.
That's good.
Yeah, they were sentenced to prison. It didn't say how long.
But at least they didn't just, oops, my bad.
Right. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, I can understand that they're probably in a panic with all these killings going on. Like, they're freaking out trying to find who did it.
Right.
But you don't just go grab somebody and
start torturing
them without cause.
Right. And then he ends up dying.
Yeah.
Which...
And it wasn't even him. Like, it wasn't the murderer.
No.
Like...
So now you pieces of shit are going to jail too.
Yeah, because you're a murderer.
So now you just turn the tables on yourself.
Yeah.
Arrested him at his girlfriend's house near Lviv, where he had been living happily throughout his killing spree and where they were planning to marry. He was captured and he was sentenced to death, but had his sentence commuted to life in prison in 1995 because the government or whatever abolished the death penalty.
Okay.
So he was sentenced to life in prison.
That's surprising. I would think... I guess I'm just showing how ignorant I am of other countries. Like, I just assumed that they were really tough over there.
Right. Like,
and they would be for corporal punishment. Like,
right. You know, just because of history. Just
Yeah.
the things that we've learned in history, you would think, like, they're going to sentence you to the death penalty by firing squad.
Yeah, something like that.
Or the gas chamber or
Yeah.
something, and they wouldn't abolish
Guillotine.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He entered the Council of Europe, and thus at this time it undertook to abolish the capital punishment. He wanted the death penalty, but the Kiev abolished it. And as an alternative, they allowed, by the Ukraine law, a maximum of a 15-year jail term throughout. 15-year jail term.
What? 15 years for all those people he murdered.
Uh-huh. I don't know if it's like 15 years per person.
God,
It
I
just said
fucking hope so.
they overturned the death penalty and they made it into a 15-year term.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Isn't that shitty? Like, that is super shitty. I was shocked when I read that.
Complete families just murdered.
Yeah.
15 years.
15 years. Here you go. No big deal. You're 39, so you'll be out in no time. You'll still have a lot of life to live.
Yeah. You'll still be pretty
Otherwise,
young.
Meanwhile, these people are dead in fucking graves and they can't live. But, 15 years is good.
Chop an 8-year-old up with an axe.
Mm-hmm. Throughout the trial, he sat in a metal cage and he was wearing a tracksuit, trainers, and a duffel coat. I don't know what a duffel coat is. Like, I thought a duffel bag, but a duffel coat.
I don't know.
Yeah. The presiding judge, Dmytro Kiesk, spent hours reading the verdict against him, and at the end of the trial, which was drug on for 3 months, the trial went on for 3 months, in an unheated courtroom. I mean, in an unheated courtroom? That don't make no sense.
It'd be cold.
Right, but it wasn't in a hot courtroom.
I just looked up a duffel coat. A duffel coat is a coat made from duffel cloth.
Okay.
Designed with toggle and rope fastenings, patched pockets, and a large hood. The name derives from Duffel, a town in the province of Antwerp in Belgium, where the manufacturing process of this kind of fabric, a coarse, thick woolen cloth, originated. So it kind of looks a little bit like a peacoat.
Okay.
But it's got the toggle buttons, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's actually cute.
It is cute. I would
So
wear
he
that.
wore a tracksuit with tennis shoes and that coat. Like, that does not go together.
No, it doesn't go together, but it's a cute coat.
But then again, it was like in 1996. So
Yeah.
tracksuits and tennis shoes were the thing to wear. Like Run DMC.
Oh, yeah, I wore tracksuits. But in 96, I was in elementary school, so.
Man. That's true, too. I just...
Oh, man, and we were so, stoked when they came out with the breakaway pants.
Oh, my.
With the snaps on the
I
side
had
and
so
just-
many pairs of those. And I wore them, during volleyball. And
Oh, yeah.
Because it was easy to take off.
Yeah, yeah. They were
And then
cool.
I unsnapped the one or two bottom buttons, so they went over my shoes.
Yeah. But you had to make sure that you wore shorts underneath because
You don't want your underwear coming out.
you don't want to
Because
accidentally
if you had asshole
unsnap.
boys,
They would just pull.
they would pull and unsnap your pants.
That never happened to me because when they were popular, I was in elementary school and we weren't about that yet.
I was
Middle school?
probably in the 90s. Well, I graduated in 2001, so I was in middle school and high school in the 90s. So, yeah, that shut up, Ange. Anyway, now that I'm old,
You've been old.
No one was the wiser of why he allegedly turned into a methodical murderer. Like nobody
Understood why.
understood why, because it didn't say much of his childhood. It didn't give much of anything.
It's
but
hard to understand crazy if you're not
right.
crazy.
Well, they say something about that. When the trial began, the courtroom was packed with Ukrainians spouting abuse and threats and demanding that he be tortured before execution. But that dwindled down, like people stopped coming. Because it was like a 3-month-long fucking trial.
Well, yeah, to go through all of those murders, I imagine.
And people would just stopped coming. He turned down the chance to address the court.
So he just didn't want to speak at all?
Nope. Didn't want to speak at all. The prosecutor called for a 15-year sentence.
That's ridiculous.
His alleged accomplice in the early murders, Rogozin. Oh, they called for 15-year sentence for his accomplice.
Oh.
Yeah, not him. Yeah. The leading psychiatrist pronounced him sane, and Mr. Ignatenko said, and I quote, Onoprienko's statements about mental seizures being spied on in the voices who influence of high powers are simulation of mental illness and a reaction to the situation he was in every society. There have been and our people who, due to their innate nature, can kill. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, but what he's saying is, like, he heard voices of a higher power who told him to kill people.
Okay.
Like, okay. But before his last kill, he spent 3 months in a mental hospital being treated for schizophrenia. He was released saying that he possessed no danger to the public.
Bullshit.
No danger. So they let him go.
Wow.
Yeah. At different times, he has said that he heard voices telling him to kill, and the CIA and the Interpol of a dark force driving him.
Maybe he's a parcel tongue, and
maybe.
And it was a basilisk telling him to kill.
He heard voices.
Yeah.
And can you speak parcel tongue?
I try.
Because his mother died when he was 4 and he was put into an orphanage, his lawyer told the court, my client was deprived of motherly love from the age of 4. His lack of care, which is necessary for the formation of a true man, in one of the interviews, is what the lawyer said in one of the interviews. Like, because his mom died, his lack of care and lack of compassion from a female is what made him want to kill. But to that I say, fuck you, because you were raised by your grandma and your aunt. There were fucking women in your life.
And there are lots of people who don't have a mother for whatever reason that don't end up killing 52 people. Right.
Well, and not only that, he had a fucking fiance. She didn't show him love.
Yeah.
Like, he did all this while he had a fiance. And he was living with her.
And she had no idea?
I guess not.
How do you hide that from somebody?
No idea. Like, oh, hon, I'm just going to go to work. You notice that, like, not a lot of money is coming in? Only money here and there? Like, I don't understand. So.
Not to mention, like, she didn't notice his clothes having blood on them? Or that he was suddenly missing a lot of clothes if he just, got rid of them?
Yeah, like, and where did he hide the...
And he's a dude, so he didn't clean the shower afterwards, so you didn't see the blood drips in the shower.
Right. Right, and where did he hide his tools? Where did he hide his killing tools?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in Ukraine, but do they have... Every time I picture something like a country, like an other country, because of history, like the houses I think of that they lived in were like small concrete houses. You know what I mean? With dirt floors.
No, I'm sure
I don't
it's
come
not
at me.
like that.
I know it's not like that, but that's what I picture.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that terrible?
Oh my goodness.
But that's what I picture when I think of countries other than the United States, which sucks because we have concrete houses and dirt floors, I'm sure, in some parts of some states. Poor cities. So I'm not just saying it's a foreigner thing.
Keep digging.
It can happen in the United States too. Anyway, he said...
Oh, I have something to add to that.
Okay.
So, I was talking to my mom, and she was talking about growing up at, the house she was raised in. And my mom, she was born in 1960. So,
She's going to be mad at you for saying that.
It's okay. She doesn't listen to this anyway, so
okay.
It doesn't matter. So, she was telling me that for the first part of her childhood, like up until probably like 1969, her house, like the kitchen sink, the drain just drained outside.
Oh.
Like it wasn't hooked up to anything.
So like plumbing?
It had like a pipe that went outside and it just poured everything from the sink outside.
I mean, that'd be okay. It's just a sink.
And like the same for the washing machine.
Okay,
like
I can see
the
that
water
too.
there was a hose that took it outside. And it just blew my mind because this is like 1960s and you're telling me that you didn't have proper working plumbing?
But it's just sink water and it's just
But
washing
still.
machine water.
But still.
I would put like a garden back there or something. I would make something like a sprinkler coming out of it or something. You know what I mean? Like I'd get a pipe and poke some holes in it and water a garden.
Yeah, apparently it was just that, my grandparents couldn't afford to get it fixed properly. So they rigged it up the
To
best
go
they
outside.
could until they could eventually get it fixed. But she said that was very common.
Really?
Like a lot of
In
the
the
house,
60s.
Yeah, a lot of the houses, and they grew. My mom grew up in St. Joe, so it's kind of a richer town
Yeah.
in Southwest Michigan.
Right.
And
It's on the lake, so it's like
bougier.
yeah. Everything costs more when you live on a lake.
Yeah, and just everywhere, all of her neighbors, they too had, plumbing like
What
that.
was really going on in that neighborhood?
All the parents were alcoholics. And we're having a good time and not worried about that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that made me think of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what they had there too.
Yeah.
Since I'm already talking
Shit.
yeah, might as well just keep it going, right? I don't mean this in any bad way possible, guys. So he had an interview in jail, and he said to the reporter, I have absolutely no interest in relations with people. I have betrayed them. So, like, even up until his death, he did not have any remorse for people. Like, he betrayed them. He doesn't have anything to say to them. He
just doesn't care.
He just doesn't care.
He's not a member of the human race.
Pretty much what he's saying is, I'm a piece of shit. I killed people, and I don't care.
Yeah.
In the Zhytomyr prison on August 27th, 2013, he died at the age of 54. So that's what made me think that the Russian Ripper came before him.
How did he die?
I didn't say.
It didn't say.
Just said he died. There's not much information on him.
That's pretty young to just
randomly die.
Yeah, die of natural causes.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe somebody that was
killed him?
related to one of those families, did something to get into prison so they could take him out. That's what I would have done.
Oh, for sure. Like
I would take one for the team.
Heck yeah, I would totally be like, hey, so there's somebody on the inside. I know you're in there for petty theft, but, you want to murder somebody?
Yeah.
You're already in there.
Might as well.
That was Anatoly Onoprienko,
Say that 5 times fast.
otherwise known as the Beast of Ukraine, the Terminator, and Citizen O.
Oh my.
Oh my. Yep.
Oh.
He was born in July, so that was one of our July birthdays.
And this comes out July 3rd. We're actually in June right now recording, but this comes out July 3rd.
So happy early 4th of July.
I hope you guys have some fireworks and some hot dogs and get to relax a little bit.
Hot dogs.
I always think of Jennifer
Gross.
Coolidge.
I just saw a T-shirt that said it's the 4th of July. It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Yeah, I love that.
But
She's just a awesome person.
She
like if
can
you ever
do so much.
listen to her, like she's awesome.
She's very, very universal actress. Like she can do a lot of different roles.
Yeah,
I feel like.
But for the most part, she seems to always play Stifler's mom.
Oh yeah,
like that personality. Like she's played multiple characters that have that same.
Well, no, Stifler's mom wasn't a dumb. And I hate to say it this way, but like they played the dingy blonde.
Yeah.
That was like in Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
And a couple other movies that she was in. But Stifler's mom was one of the
hot moms.
Yeah. Hot stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Yikes. But yeah. Happy early 4th of July.
Yep. Happy 4th of July. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we hope you come back.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any spooky stories for us, please send them to our email at spinechillingchatspodcast@gmail.com.
And if you don't want your names in there, we can omit them. We could change it. If you want them in there, just let us know, and we'll tell your stories.
Yeah. We also have a website, spine-chillingchatspodcast.com, where you can read our bios, get to know us a little bit. We also have a link to episodes on there.
Mm-hmm.
We have a link to our shop where you can get some cool Spine Chilling Chats merch. And there's also a spot there where you can just send an email straight from there if you don't want to, go through your email service.
Yeah, you can just get on our website and shoot us an email through that.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we're also on Facebook.
And we're on Instagram.
So
look for us.
Spine Chilling Chats. But it's also got a dash in it.
Yes.
Spine-Chilling Chats. And I think that's it.
Yeah. And we hope you come back. And we hope you keep it spooky. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Spine Chilling Chats, your go-to podcast for all things murder, paranormal, and macabre. Keep sipping that spooky tea and diving into the darkness with us. If our tales have sent chills down your spine, don't forget to hit subscribe and share with your fellow lovers of the haunting and horrific. See you next time.